Well, good morning. This is Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday. 4. Golly. We had to switch back to our regular Crocs. We have sneaker Crocs. You would never know they were Crocs.
Yeah.
Love them, but our ankles are getting a little blistery.
Yeah.
We're just not used to them.
Right.
But we are having a lot of fun. One of my favorite things is I'm having conversation. I'm not a good salesman. No, actually, I'll touch on this. But my favorite thing is that we just get to talk to people about anything. People will come up, and like one couple they're working on a shuttle bus, and I love that. We were talking about, they're like, oh yeah, we're just finishing up our Victron system. And I'm like, oh dude, go check out the, inside the 17, because we have a Victron system in that. And they took some photos to like, how do we run wires and like, how do we connect things up? And so I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But we did get a question actually from Donnie Cole, and he goes, are you enjoying working as a team at the trade show? And this has been kind of an interesting experience. How would you answer that?
I think that Joel and I just work together well in general. Like we just make a good team, and so like it's just like any other day because we normally do things together anyways. Like we're working together all the time. Yeah. So I don't think this is any different. And if anything, I think we're actually working more independently here than we are together.
Why is that?
Most days, because like you'll be talking to someone, I'll be talking to someone else. It's so busy that we have to be talking to other people.
Yeah.
So we're not really working together as much as we're working next to each other here. Whereas like a lot of other days, we're actually working together.
Yeah, and I will say one of the interesting things is people will want to talk to her. They will completely bypass. I will literally say good morning or hello or good afternoon or whatever, and they'll literally look away or just look past me, and they'll go straight to her, which I think is hilarious. And then she'll go, hey, Joel, what is it that we did here, or whatever. And then they'll acknowledge me. And we get a lot of that. Or some folks will not want to talk to us, but they want to talk to Tim, right? And so, but it's funny because I'm the least salesperson-y person ever. Not that you're salesy, but you're a little bit more like, you tell people what they ask the question to. Yeah. I take their question and I infer a little more about what they might really be asking, and I just love sharing the truth of like what it is, what works and what doesn't.
I'm more of like a fact teller, and Joel's more of a storyteller.
A little bit. Because I'm like, okay, this works perfectly in this situation. It doesn't necessarily, by the way, if we were to do ours differently, we'd configure this or this, but we wouldn't necessarily get this, these types of things. And the folks that I've talked to seem to love that, but that's not quite the sales way, right? Because it's literally no sweat off our ass. If you don't buy one because it's not right for you, I love that because you didn't waste any money. Right. But the majority of the folks here, they're not going to buy. They don't even know Escape exists, right? And we talked about that. Yeah. But it's one of those things. One, it's great exposure, and two, if nothing else, you learn how a good trailer, camper, whatever you call it, you learn how they're made. Yeah. What to look for. And the number one thing people say, oh, does that have a rubber roof? They love learning that it's all fiberglass. And most of the folks here are very well educated on RVs and such. Mm-hmm. Like even Airstreams. Or a lot of folks will have like I've heard a lot of like the Palomino, the like
the Pumas,
Pumas, those types of. So it's really interesting because they're like, yeah, mine leaked like crazy or this or that, or I saw a brand new Fusion and my wife really wanted it, but it turns out that person came over from the campground and they had a leak too, and so a lot of folks are realizing that this is generally not the first rig somebody buys.
Right.
Not because they shouldn't, because they don't, and you're like, how little of a price can I get away with, but I love it. I love people that are just as passionate about it or have been like burned like we have.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But speaking of good salesmen, I'll tell you what, there are some real sharks out here. One of these guys almost got me to buy a $10 fire starter. He goes, you work at the show, I'll give you a good deal. And I tried to pull, I gotta talk to my wife about it. I don't have any cash. We take card too. You know what I mean? Check these guys out. I bet you they're locked, but these are called Zook cabins.
This one you can basically see from right here.
Yeah, they are so pretty. So it's a stain they put on there. They got the black metal. Look how pretty these are. All this beautiful glass here. They're about 140, depending on where you get them delivered to. They also have an LED light that goes around.
This one's got a bathroom and a bunk model on the back side.
And they have all got mini splits, just like the other cabins. The other ones are like half the price, but look at this, the beautiful design of these, right? Look at that. Oh, those gorgeous. Now this one I think has a better layout. And I also don't mind the colors here. Isn't that something? And so here's a little shot here. Nice little entryway. Some of these, you got a little kitchen in there and a little bathroom and all that.
That bathroom is so pretty.
Oh, it's so nice. But they're gorgeous. You know, not the cheapest thing out there by any means, but yeah, they're really nice. Now these are really cool. I do not see myself ever owning one. They're little like tents, inflatable tent things. And you can stake them down and all that. This one's a UFO. I would pop the hell out of these real fast. They would not last more than a day with me, but how cool is that? Squatching. They do have some excellent seminars on wildlife and even behavior. Was something we saw yesterday, which is how does a deer react to certain stimuli? I love the fact that they're doing, and that's what it's all about, right?
Right.
Not just hunting, but conservation, appreciation for nature, understanding. That's awesome. Which there is an amazing, so you found this.
Yeah. An
amazing exhibit. I doubt they'll be out this morning yet, but they are just, it's basically a conservation and
it's a falconry.
Falconry, yeah. But they have owls and falcons, and oh, they are so cool.
Like live.
Also, you would definitely miss this in a, right? That's cool. Oh man, I wish you guys could feel these. These are beautiful. So red fox. Oh, and they're so soft. Super, super soft. I think there's a coyote there. Yeah. Coyote, a silver fox. Some of you guys. Some of you guys are some silver foxes out there. I know it. Oh, and a polar fox. Oh, they are so incredibly warm. Look at this guy. It's fascinating that the fur is not just for softness, obviously, but that softness and the air plus the fur, it all insulates them so well. Oh, it's nice. Yeah. It's a really cool thing. They even have the Pennsylvania Game Commission out here, which is kind of neat. It's always a good way to educate, especially young hunters, but some of us just need refreshers. We don't hunt, but it's always good. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. Good to see. 1.7 million people in Pennsylvania need food assistance. A lot of hunting expeditions and such, which makes good sense, right? Because if you're not familiar with the area, you might as well find somebody that is. It's pretty good. Look at these. Man. Well, I'm not a hunter, but look at those guys. Dang. That is a big bear. And this isn't even the biggest.
No, not even close.
Oh man, so funny enough, we saw a bobcat. I don't know if this is a bobcat or a different form of lynx, but we saw one in Kirkland, Washington. Well, it's kind of an interesting, actually there's a bit of a smell here. I don't know if it's from the taxidermy. The size difference, you got a cougar versus a lynx. That is a big difference. And they have these out in Washington as well. Well, those guys are crazy, man. So, giraffe here. Man, beautiful animals, beautiful animals. All right, now check out this scope right here, right? So you've got, I mean, doesn't look all too fancy, but you're like, oh, there's a little something extra in there. Check this out. So it's heat signature. The setting seems to be a little weird on it, but it's got a heat signature setting where, yeah, you can kind of see it there. You can actually, you know, I'm sure you can change the sensitivity. How cool is that, especially when it's cold out, early morning and such? Yeah, right there, you can see. Well, we'll wait for somebody else to come back in. Yep, there goes Emma in front of it. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that something? Woo! She looks a little AVP here. Well, this is quite the display. Look at that beautiful elephant up there. Look at that guy. Man, oh man. I know they're probably going to be selling something, but they don't have any merchandise here, guys. Isn't that crazy? Huh. Whoa. That's intense. Oh man. Grizzly. Whew. Oh, another giraffe here. Hello. Man, these guys really are vicious. I am so glad I've never come up on one of these. I mean, just look at that. Isn't that crazy? I like how they have a little bit of education about each of these beautiful animals. Striped ponies. Man, look at this, some of this beautiful art. The log creations, log carving. I love the old men.
The Grinch.
Oh, look at that. That is awesome. We do not have 500 smackers for it, but how cool is that? Aren't these lovely? What a skill though, right? Mm-hmm. It's a hell of a skill. This has to be the coolest exhibit here. So this is Raptors up close. Falconry, the world's oldest form of hunting. They are very trainable, very interesting. There's a lot of great education on these guys, but take a look at these beauties. So this guy's a barn owl here. Some of them are so still, I didn't even think they were real. This is a barred owl. So cute, look at this guy. Fun fact, they are not extremely intelligent. I was surprised to see that. And look at those eyelids. See if we can get one more. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's very interesting. It looks so happy. That is a great horned owl. Look at those talons there. Those are intense. Huge eyes too. Look at that. And a red-tailed hawk, apparently much smarter than the owls from what we were told. Beautiful creatures. They make great hunters, apparently. Look at that. And this guy is a Swainson's hawk. I don't think I've ever heard of them. Beauties. Wow. And they just hang out here. You can see they're weighted and they got a little handcuff there. And that is a Harris hawk. Beautiful. How beautiful. Look at this guy. Oh man, they put this guy so close to the edge. You could just cup him up. How cute is that? Intense. That is an eastern screech owl. How funny are they? Aren't they just the cutest? Oh, they look like little cartoons. And they're so close to the edge, you could just pick them right up. They don't care about humans. Super chill. Oh boy. So it's about 3:30 right now, a little after 3:30. I'm so glad we got to see the hawks and the owls. And aren't those just amazing? I mean, just, it's also one of the coolest shows because not only do we get to talk RVs, which I will talk RVs with anyone all day. My voice is getting a little on the dry side, let's say. And we're also around so many animal lovers. I mean, just as much as people like to hunt, they also understand the importance of conservation. And just, I mean, there's no tomfoolery here at all. But I'm also so glad to be around so many people that love freedom and liberty as much as we do. The liberties that we hold sacred in this country and that shall not be infringed. People understand that here. It's a commonality amongst all of us, which is really, really, really cool. So I also got to say hi to Kevin, and I apologize, I forget your wife's name. I'm terrible. Kevin and his wife came and hung out and said hi to us. They actually have an Escape 5.0, and he was kind of surprised there weren't more Escape owners here, just to, you know, swing by and take a look and whatnot. But it does seem like Escape really is doing pretty well. At least, if nothing else, it's the exposure and getting out there and people seeing this is the difference. I mean, you don't have to sell these things at all. You just show them. People instinctively get it. It's awesome to see. So, anywho, this is absolutely everything I hope this show would be. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.